Look out, Gordon.
Oh, believe me, I see it.
It'll take...
I could talk about Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight all day. Try and stop me. I played about 45 minutes of Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight, and here's 5 big takeaways. First, it is a mashup of Batmans. It's all of the Batmans put into a blender and remixed into one thing. The combat feels Arkham adjacent, but kind of simplified for the Lego set. There's references galore, just references, top to bottom references everywhere you look. Jim Gordon as your secondary player, it works better than you'd think. He's kind of a good alternative Batman. And finally, the difficulty levels are a really cool way to make it accessible for kids, still Lego-fied, but still have that combat complexity for adults. First off, it's just a mashup of Batmans. Every Batman you know and some that you might not, put into one thing. As an example, the story mission at Access Chemicals is very recognizable as the Joker origin story that you might know from the original Keaton Batman movie, but with the addition of the Red Hood plot elements from the comic books. So you have a Jack Nicholson sounding Joker also being Red Hood and commanding his gang of Red Hood goons.
Well, what do you know? It really is very effective.
Which is a very cool little way of mashing it up and having some fun with it. I also talked to the producer afterwards who said that since there's obviously multiple Jokers throughout Batman continuity, you're gonna see multiple Jokers, but in terms of the story, it's the same Joker. He's just changing throughout time. It's telling one continuous story that weaves in all of these different Batman stories. The combat feels a lot more complex than a lot of other Lego games, and that's partly because it's inspired by Arkham games. You have the counters, you have the dodges, you have the indicators when you need to counter or dodge. If you don't, you're gonna get thwacked with bullets or a strong attack, which hurts a lot. But at the same time, it feels Lego-fied. It feels simplified in a way that it's very easy to grasp, very accessible. There's only 2 gadgets that Batman has, so there's not a ton of grappling with different gadgets. You can throw batarangs at people or you can pull people. As Jim Gordon, you can either goop people or fire a ricochet bullet. So it's simplified enough, but not so much that it feels baby mode. There's tons of references in this game. We've seen all the Batmobiles. We got to play around with some of those. You can summon the Batmobile anytime in the open world. We got to just drive around the muscle car Batmobile from the Batman. Jim Gordon also looked very Robert Pattinson Batman, the Jeffrey Wright version. And we saw some costume changes for Batman. One was a reference to Brave and the Bold, which looked just gorgeous on the open world with the rain bouncing off of the plastic Lego. But maybe the wildest was the Rainbow Batman, which deep comic lore fans might remember as a stunt from, I think, the Silver Era, when he dressed in a different color every day of the week until the final day when he wore all 7 colors at once. It was a reference to that. It is the goofiest looking Batman suit, and they put it in this game. So since it's a 2-player game, you needed Jim Gordon to sort of match the skills of Batman in some way, which seems hard to do. His moves look a little bit more hapless and less refined than Batman's, but he can still hold his own. And for things like gliding, they gave him a set of GCPD wings that he seems to not be happy about. So he's commenting throughout on how he's not super comfortable with these gadgets, but at the same time, it puts him on equal footing with Batman so that you can play 2-player and the 2 players are not at different levels. And finally, a big move is these difficulty options. This is a Batman game, it's a Lego game, it's also an Arkham game. It's kind of all those things mashed into one. You need to be able to appeal to different kinds of audiences. So I played on the middle difficulty. There was an even easier difficulty, unlimited lives and things like that. There was an even harder difficulty where you actually have limited lives, which is very unusual for a Lego game. That's if you really want to like test your skills, which you can actually do because combat is more refined this time. So I really enjoyed Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight. I can't wait to play more and see more. And I guess all you can say is that video games have come a long way since Pac-Man.